All right, family. Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. Welcome to Commitments Radio, the show that provides hope, healing, and help for relationships. We are building stronger and healthier relationships, one conversation at a time. Hey, here's my disclaimer. Opinions expressed by the host are not the opinions of this radio station, its owners, affiliates, or advertisers. Opinions expressed by guests are definitely not my opinions or the opinions of the radio station, the owners, affiliates, or any advertisers or anyone on Commitments Radio. We have a couple of sponsors I want to recognize before we get started. The first one is Discover Your Community at the House of Light Church. Join us for inspiring worship, meaningful connections, and a place to grow your faith. At the House of Light Church, you'll find authentic love, truth, and community without judgment or pretense. Sunday services are at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can visit us in person or join via live stream. You can find out how to do both at hoflchurch.org. The House of Light Church, where you belong. Our next sponsor is Dianu, a black-owned, ready-to-wear, bold print clothing line offering quality, trendy, African-inspired fashion at affordable prices. Check out their products at www.diyanu.com. Use code COMMIT2U, that's commit, the number 2 and the letter U, to get a 15% discount off of your entire order. All right, family, welcome to another week with Commitments Radio. We have an exciting show for you today, another good one. And we're excited about it. We have a special guest that's here with us, as you can see on the screen. Or actually, no, you're listening, so you can't see on the screen. But at any rate, we do have a special guest. Today's show is a father and his dad. A father and his dad. And our very special guest is KT Gordon, which happens to be Ken the Third, my son. So let me tell you a little bit about him. He is a photographer. He has a company called Ultimate Illusions Media, where he does both photography and video of all kinds. He'll travel anywhere and photograph whatever you need. He is also a father of two. He's a philanthropist. He is just an all-around great guy. Uh, and he
Okay,
is
the
my
philanthropist is
son.
still far.
He is my son. Welcome to the show, KT.
Hey, Dad.
So listen, we're going to talk a little bit about a father and his dad. The father being you, and the dad. And we're going to just go ahead and jump right in here. Talking about fatherhood and about your childhood. What is one of the earliest memories that you have with your dad?
Probably one of the earliest memories I have goes all the way back to 43 Norman. And even further than that, it goes back to Panthers football, the 90 pounders.
Okay.
um, Seeing you at every
And
game.
your dad?
Yeah, seeing my dad at every game. Um, I mean, just every game, every practice, every event, it didn't matter what it was, front and center the whole time.
Yeah. And why do you think those memories matter to you?
Um, Honestly, I believe that kids, as they get older, they kind of stray away from their parents.
Hmm.
And having that grounding of, you know, my dad is in my life, kind of set me apart from a lot of my peers and a lot of the people around me.
Okay. All right. If you're thinking back on your childhood, can you recall a lesson or lessons that your dad taught you that you've carried through your life?
Oh, absolutely. Um, a few lessons actually. One of the major lessons that I take to heart every single day is never give up.
Hmm.
I've seen my dad go through um, hardships, heartbreaks, heartaches,
Hmm.
dealing with politics, dealing with friends he's had, stuff like that. And excuse me, one thing that I could probably commend my dad on is he never gave up on anything he did. If it didn't work, then it would be okay, back to the drawing board. We're gonna figure this out a second time.
Yeah, yeah. And so how did that so what does that mean? How does that manifest itself in you?
A couple of different ways. When it comes to, and I'll give categories, and I'll kind of break them down too. But
Now, we only have 30 minutes, right?
oh no, absolutely, no, I understand. Um, but I'll be real quick. I'll be real quick. So it affected not only how I deal with my kids, it affected how I deal and how I dealt and deal with my relationships.
Hmm.
Or at least how I dealt and deal with my relationships now, because I did go through the unsavory phase.
Hmm.
Uh, and then it also affected me and helped me kind of know what to do and how to do when it came to business.
Okay.
Um, I have been doing photography for about 9 years now and
Hmm.
been doing videography for about 3 years.
Hmm.
And had it not been for some of the lessons that I learned from my dad,
Hmm.
I probably would have given up a long time ago.
Okay. Okay. And so that kind of tenacity is something that your dad, that you learn from your dad, and it really manifests itself in your business side. So
Mm.
what about with your relationship with your children? How has your relationship with your dad really kind of informed the kind of father that you are?
So my dad, me and my sister actually love to say that my dad had two parts.
Okay.
He
Jekyll and
did.
Hyde.
Listen, he had two parts. He had the part of our childhood where he was a little, I wouldn't say angrier, but he was like, we're not gonna do this. This is exactly how we're gonna do it. This and that.
Hmm.
And then as we got older, it became a little bit more relaxed, like, okay, I am your father, but um these are suggestions that I'm giving you. You don't have to listen. You
Hmm.
don't have to, abide by the things that I say.
Hmm.
But coming from someone who is a lot older than you, this is how I would do it. So what I am doing now, because I have a 6-year-old daughter, I have a 2-year-old son.
Hmm.
So with Kalia, who is my 6-year-old daughter, um, I try to be a little bit more soft and
Hmm.
understanding. My dad with my sister was very soft, very understanding. Don't
Hmm.
get me wrong, he was still a father at the end of the day. And when it came to discipline and her doing wrong, that's what it was.
Wait,
Um,
I'm sorry. Your sister, she never did wrong though. I...
we're not gonna talk about that. I plead the fifth.
Okay, all right.
But my entire goal with my kids is to be the ultimate dad, is what I like to call it. Hence the reason I do everything, and it's something that my dad taught me. I do everything to the best of my abilities.
Hmm.
So ultimate illusions is me doing photography and videography to the best of my abilities.
Hmm.
The ultimate dad is the same thing.
Okay.
So um, it really boils down to not only being the disciplinarian,
Hmm.
also being the one that my kids can come to first, even before they go to their mothers,
Hmm.
to say, "Hey, Dad, my mental health really isn't doing that well today. I just need somebody to talk to."
Hmm.
Hey, Dad, or even with how old they are now. Cairo fell today,
Hmm.
and my first reaction, whenever Cairo falls, is, "Hey, get up. You're okay. You're all
Hmm.
right. Brush it off. You're doing just fine."
Hmm.
And it's the same thing with my daughter. So I just I want to be that ultimate dad, and that's something that my dad taught me.
All right. All right. Well, listen, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion with a father and his dad. You're listening to Commitments Radio on WDRB Media. We're going to be right back after this break.